So yesterday, apparently, Paul Feig is getting a new job. We found this out yesterday. Paul Feig is to write and direct a Dark Army monster movie for Universal, which I'm not going to lie, I saw the headline for in passing, but I didn't give it that much thought until someone brought it to my attention today. And they're like, you hear about Paul Feig doing this Universal monster movie. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, is it Dark Universe? Isn't that being rebooted by Blumhouse with Leigh Whannell's The Invisible Man? I mean, that's coming out, right? That's already, I think, in production or finish up production or something. So what the hell is Universal doing here? And then it dawned on me. Universal is being Universal, and that means they cannot run a franchise unless it's Fast and the Furious, not handled by them specifically, or Illumination, not handled by them specifically, or even Jurassic Park, which is, I think, at this point handled by them. But anyway, and even that's kind of in tatters if you ask people. But Paul Feig is going to write and direct this Dark Army movie. Let's find out more, okay? Now, he signed on to write and direct and produce a monster movie, Dark Army, for Universal. The studio released no plot details over it, other than comparing it to the upcoming remake of Invisible Man, which is set to be released on February 28th. Okay, so we're only a few months away from Invisible Man, which means the trailer should be dropping here pretty damn soon. What did that mean though by comparing it? Well, let's find out more. It says here that instead of prescribing a mandated updating of these monster stories and making them part of a larger scheme, the studio loosened these restrictions and open sourced it to filmmakers who were inspired to create their own unique stories. This is how we got Ghostbusters 2016. This is how we got Ghostbusters 2016. By letting them create their own stories. Paul Feig is good at subversive humor. So this is like a what if version of like Universal Monsters. Oh my God. This is like Monster Squad, but like probably not going to be good. Anyway, he will produce this for Universal based Feig Co-Productions. The announcement comes just 2 months before the studio opens his next movie, which is why they're announcing it, trying to get some of that hype going. Like, hey, did you see the trailer for Last Christmas? Probably not. Did you watch his last movie? What was that one with Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, A Simple Favor, that came out last year? No, probably not. No one did. But the thing is, here's why they're doing it. Because they teamed with him in 2011 for Bridesmaids. And Bridesmaids actually was pretty decent. It's a funny subversive comedy, a funny subversive take on Hangover. And it at the same time effectively becomes, it was an award winner. It was an Oscar nominated movie. That's why they're doing it. Because they're thinking that maybe, just maybe, Paul Feig can bring some Oscar caliber talent to the Dark Universe, whatever it may be. That's what they're going for here. What I love here is this little bio about him, by the way. Let's see if we notice something is missing. Feig is known as a creator of the cult classic series Freaks and Geeks, which earned him 2 Primetime Emmy noms. He directed several episodes of The Office, for which he received Primetime Emmy noms. And then he also directed 2018 Blake Lively, Anna Kendrick Noir, A Simple Favor, Melissa McCarthy's Spy, and 2013's The Heat, also starring Melissa McCarthy alongside Sandra Bullock. Now, what is missing from that? And what exactly was being said there? Well, obviously, Ghostbusters 2016 was not talked about in that particular passage, listing off his accomplishments. Instead, what they talked about was him being nominated for Primetime Emmys for creating Freaks and Geeks, which, yes, was a good show, and also directing a couple episodes of The Office, which I will admit, upon rewatching those episodes, unbeknownst to me at the time that they were directed by Paul Feig, are good episodes. But then again, it's a TV show with the showrunner. They set the flavor, they set the tone, and Paul Feig kind of comes in and does his thing within the confines of what they have already set. So what does that mean? Well, it means that for one, they're trying to erase Ghostbusters 2016 completely off the map, right? 2018's A Simple Favor was Feig's next film. Not a lot of people went to go see it. They got this new one now, this Last Christmas movie with Emilia Clarke, that looks like it's going to be something interesting, although I don't quite know what. I don't really intend on seeing it in theaters. Then again, I don't think anyone really intends on seeing it in theaters. And then they're giving him this Dark Army movie that they are not under any circumstances providing any plot details for. Just that it's something that's comparable to The Invisible Man. which is going to be more of a straight take, maybe somewhat modernized take on the Invisible Man from the guy who wrote Saw, which is a person who I believe is more suited for this particular type of film than Paul Feig. That is, unless, like I said, if it's what they say here. They said, this is where, oh God, I hate this. Instead of prescribing to a mandated updating of these monster stories and making them all part of a larger scheme, i.e. Dark Universe, the studio loosened these restrictions and open source to filmmakers who were inspired to create their own unique stories. So instead of following what has been pre-created by these monsters, what the Universal monsters are, which people would probably be willing to see a cinematic universe based around them, provided it was something better handled than 2017's The Mummy, more or less meaning don't put someone like Tom Cruise in this because Tom Cruise is going to make this a Tom Cruise joint. We all can agree on that. So with Paul Feig coming on in to do this Dark Army film, it's going to be more of a subversive take on these type of characters, probably meaning that like Wolfman is going to be neurotic. Dracula is going to be like some washed up actor. Frankenstein is going to be, he's going to be a Jewish lawyer. Something along those lines is going to be what this movie is. And they're going to have to take on some kind of dark army, like former monsters banding together to fight something even worse, because that's the kind of crap that he makes. Look, let me be fair. I found Bridesmaids to be enjoyable. I didn't quite care for the heat, but I thought Spy was pretty good. I like subversive comedy. I didn't care for Ghostbusters 2016 because it didn't need to be subversive comedy. This one could be. It's a mixing of genres, and if it's not prescribed to a specific story or a specific setting or specific characters in any kind of specific way. Like, the thing is, dealing with the Universal monsters, because of their lineage, of their heritage, I should say, they have more wiggle room. So who knows what's going to happen on that front? I don't know. All I know is Paul Feig keeps failing upwards, and unfortunately we have to keep talking about it. But I do want to hear your thoughts, your opinions. Let me know down in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.